Okay, good afternoon, people. 4:01 p.m. Post market here. So an interesting day, really, in the market. Early in the morning, we were off to the races. Briefly, the S&P 500 was slotted for a record close. But towards the end of the day, in the last 30 minutes, really, we put on some losses and we ended with a mixed but pretty much flat market. Dow down zero point 0.2, S&P down zero point 0.1, Nasdaq up zero point 0.1. So that's interesting. And on the gold and silver front, we had very solid gains earlier in the day, but we took off $20 from those gains, and we ended right at 1775. I mean, still no reason to worry, but I did find it interesting, the movement, because I couldn't really find anything to cause this kind of movement. My gut says that basically it was a follow through of the economic data that we got afterwards, and there was initial reaction upwards, and then it kind of digested, and then people were like, "Wait a second, what's going on here?" And so we'll get to this. So the data that we got the market manufacturing PMI and the market services PMI. And the manufacturing was slightly above expectations. They expected 61.3. I think anything above 50 signals of growth. And then the services was expected to be 70, and it came out at 64.8. So a huge miss in the service sector. And what did we see with regards to the stock market? Oh yeah, the Dow Jones put on a loss, but the Nasdaq put on a gain. But yet the Dow is what's weighted towards manufacturing, and the Nasdaq is what's weighted towards the service sector and the tech sector. So see the mechanism, the worse the economic news, the better it is for the market. And that's what I expected at first, and that's what the initial reaction was. But, and look, it's not like we put on losses today in any large part. So, a flat day in the market, and we're going to get to some other maybe possibilities about why we put on losses later in the day. And then we got new home sales. This was a huge miss. They expected 859,000, and we got 769,000. So we missed by nearly 100,000 new home sales, and this was for May. So, and the previous two were for June. So a huge miss on new home sales, and I think that was a big reason why gold ended up putting on gains. Especially after this market. But I mean, gold was putting on gains before, and the dollar was falling, and so maybe Michelle Bowman speaking on community development. I didn't see any articles on that, but maybe that was helping out gold and silver early. But we got digested, and the dollar, which was very significantly lower earlier in the day, 91.55, ended up at 91.86, a very slight gain. And so, putting this all in context, I don't think it was a big day for the market. I don't think there's anything too significant happening, but definitely a little bit of. Well, honestly, no. I don't really think there was anything going on, because the 10-year yield did finish higher as well. If there was really fear, you would expect that to drop more, and so I'm not really seeing anything. Oil finished slightly positive too, so to me, this market is not in trouble at all. And so later in the day, though, I think what could have pushed the market lower, I don't think with regards to gold and silver. With regards to gold and silver, it's probably just rigging, probably just more of the same, and the dollar, how it's interacting with forex currencies and things going on overseas. But we did have Janet Yellen come out, and she was pleading with Congress, please raise the debt ceiling. Please raise the debt ceiling. And did this put any pressure on it? Was there something else she said? I don't know, but I don't really know, and I think that's why you see literally there's nothing that really moved today. The dollar barely moved, the markets barely moved, gold and silver barely moved, oil slight gain, okay, 10-year yield slightly higher. And cryptos are still doing okay. I mean, they have put on losses since I did my video this morning, but Bitcoin is still at 33,000 about, Ethereum at 19, and Ripple still putting on a solid gain today. So, I don't really see anything else to really dive deep in on. I don't have any like super big epiphany to share with you today. It was a pretty easy, relaxed Wednesday. So let's just leave it at this. Nice 5 minute video, and I'll see if I'll do some looking tomorrow morning. Maybe there's more info I can get, but let's see how this plays out overnight. If there's anything driving the market overnight, maybe that'll give us a clue into what happened today and how the market's reacting. That's about that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, I'll see you later.